Good morning. So here is a video from Friday demonstrating the difference between a slip lead and a prong collar. So first what you're going to see is Kosto working on that slip lead where it's about that tension release. Now, when we initially filmed this, I was doing a sound bite over it, but it's just easier after I clipped everything to do a voiceover on it. So I do apologize. You're going to see my hands kind of on the corner. But when we're working on the leash, what we want is the dog to realize tension and release. So one of the ways that we work on this is that slight correction of, hey, I need to pay attention. Hey, I need to focus on the leash. Now, this can get really tiresome because then the dog is pulling pretty hard or getting tugged a lot. And we have a lot of clients who are like, I just feel like I'm herking and jerking my dog. And that's not what we want with a slip lead or even a prong collar. So how we teach this, and Ashley's going to demonstrate it in just a second, we're trying to get the dog to engage with us. And we also do this trick where one hand is the anchor hand, the other hand is the talking hand. So when we're walking and the dog pulls, we're going to let go of that talking hand and walk backwards. So right there, see how Kosto is like, oh, hey, what's up? I know what I'm doing. The idea is that the dog needs to realize the moment that they pull, there is a, hey, I need to focus. So by doing it in this capacity, the dog is anticipatory. So they know, okay, that person completely let go of the leash. I feel no tension, but it's like a timer where the human is walking backwards. So eventually, if they keep going the way they're going to get pulled. So you can actually see where they get. Sometimes the dog waits until they get to the end of the leash, and other times the dog turns before the leash actually gets them. So this gives them a little bit more leeway. It makes it a little bit slower, and then the dog has the opportunity to make that correction themselves. It's all about that self-regulation. It's the dialogue between the two. Now this is where Kosto is on a prong collar, and you can see there's not a lot of tension. There's still a happy tail, still calm body language, but Kosto is walking right with her. Now, Ashley is giving some slight corrections here. You can see it right there, but they're slight. That's the whole point of it. It shouldn't be a herk and jerk or you're lawnmowing your dog. It should be a, hey, I need to focus. Now, she's doing the same thing that you saw earlier, the let go of the talking hand, but Kosto now is paying a lot faster attention to, oh, hey, you're redirecting. I need to come with you. Now, we do counterbalance with some counter conditioning with treats, so the sooner the dog is with you, the more they get focused. Also, teaching the hips as like almost like a mini Pez dispenser, so the dog has value and want to be by your hip. But see that engagement? That's what we want when you're on a walk. Not the entire time. Dogs can sniff and look around and do things, but the idea behind walks is that they are structured. There's a purpose to it. What are we doing? We got to pay attention. That's what we want for it. Now, we have some clients that joke that putting a prong collar on their dog is kind of like putting on power steering. So if you're comfortable with it, Kosto is definitely interested in it. Now, here we did some work against Macy, who's another dog. She's can be a little reactive, but this is where you can see in just a second, you can see how Kosto is actually focusing. He's not jumping, a lot calmer, while there's this bigger distraction of another dog. That's what we want. So whether it's a slip lead or a prong collar, it's all about the dog learning, hey, I can handle distractions or things in my environment while still paying attention to the human that I'm walking with. And you can see there's still some tension, there's still some pulling, but it's not big explosive ones, and Kosto redirects a lot quicker and a lot easier. Once we teach a tool in a calm environment, then we teach it with some bigger distractions. Eventually where you could walk down Scottsdale Fashion or down a farmer's market and the dog's like, meh, whatever, no big deal. So something to think about as we go along this path. But we really wanted to kind of show you just how a tool used correctly can make a big difference for the dog. And any tool can be a positive or negative. It's all about how we're using it and how we're building it. Let Ashley or I know if you have any questions, and enjoy the rest of the video.